everybody, welcome back to my channel. I just want to let you know before we begin today's Q&A that my new acoustic album is out right now. It's a brand new reimagining of my debut album Villains. Every single song was recorded here during lockdown between me and my partner. Every single song is acoustic, laid back, and everyone's got a different vibe, and I'm really proud of it. If you enjoyed the album when it first came out, please go and give this a listen. You might fall back in love with it, or you maybe never fell out of love with it, I don't know. Either way, it's going down really well. Thank you all for your feedback if you've already listened and told me how much you like it. So the link will be down in the description below, otherwise you can just search my name on Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, whatever it is that you use, and it will come up for you. This video is also sponsored by my patrons on Patreon who allow me to keep this channel going. There's gonna be an exclusive Q&A video over there. Anyone that asks me a question on Patreon is gonna get their question answered. If you'd like to be a part of that, you can join my Patreon for just £1 a month. You can also request custom videos on there. You can get exclusive demos. I also do exclusive live streams. It's just a really great community we have on there. I love posting on Patreon so much. It allows me to interact with you guys on a completely different level, and a massive thank you to everyone that's already joined my Patreon. So for this Q&A, I asked you guys on Twitter and Instagram to send in your questions. It's been a while since we did a Q&A, so I thought, let's do it. Why not? Nothing's off limits. You know what I'm like with my Q&As. So let's head over to Twitter first. What was the hardest Villain song to do acoustic? For me, I would have to say Icarus, because it's the only one that I actually play guitar on. My partner Davey actually played guitar on every other song because he's a lot better than I am. He's also a lot more creative than I am when it comes to playing guitar. But for Icarus, it's just sort of basic body chords, and I found myself getting so stressed at trying to do everything to click and making sure I wasn't screwing up that I just started crying while I was playing it. Fortunately, you can't hear me sobbing, but I was just sitting there like, I can't play guitar. Has your stance on being a solo artist only changed? No. I will never, ever be in a band. Ever. I've had too many bad experiences. Bands are just a collection of egos. It's a bad idea, and I'm a very strong-willed, opinionated person, and that doesn't always go down well in bands, so it's best for me to just be on my own. What are your favourite songs on Folklore? Folklore is an amazing album by Taylor Swift. I think it might be my favourite of all time. I think it's overtaken Reputation for me. And you know what? At risk of sounding just like a basic bitch, I do think Cardigan is an amazing song. I think there's a reason it was the first single. I do think it's the strongest song. I also love Exile. I love The One. I love tracks 1 to 16. You know, it's an amazing album. I like Peace as well. But yeah, Cardigan. Was it awkward re-recording and practicing songs for the Villains acoustic edition or for live streams about past exes now you're in another relationship? So as you can tell from the title of this video, this is one that I thought you'd all be interested in. No. There you go. Not at all. For anyone who loves tea and drama, I know I've had, you know, public relationships in the past, but honestly, the songs that I wrote during that time, they were just a moment in time, and I no longer sort of connect the songs to the person anymore. They are just songs to me, and when I sing them, I think, oh yeah, that's what that was like when I sang that. But I have no emotional feeling. I'm very neutral about pretty much every ex I've ever had. I'm very indifferent, and I'm sure they would say the same about me. I don't think of them, they don't think of me, and ultimately the songs, you know, I'm proud of them, but they don't hold any sort of emotional like, oh. So no, it's not awkward when I sing them or anything like that, because to me, I just think primarily of the music rather than what inspired them in the first place. Are you thinking of tour plans post-pandemic, or is it too early to say right now? Absolutely thinking of tour. There's not much I can do in terms of planning a tour right now, but there's lots of things in the works, lots of new material being created for a mysterious thing. No, I am, as you can probably tell, putting together a new body of work, and you know, that's all I can really say right now, but it's too soon to like start thinking about planning a tour, because you just don't know when venues are going to open up. But I miss tour, I miss all of you, and I hope the next time I go on tour, I hope you'll come and see me live, because we always have such a great time, and I miss it. I really miss it. Would you go back and record your older EPs with acoustic versions? No. I did this one for Villains for the 2nd anniversary, but for older stuff, I really have no inclination to do it. I want to focus on, you know, present music now. I just want to go forward. I don't want to like start, you know, looking back all the time and doing acoustic versions of songs that I wrote in 2013. It's, you know, life is for the alive, my dear. Let's keep moving forward. What is your biggest regret in music and how are you learning from it? Quite honestly, my biggest regret was trusting someone else with my money. And I know I've touched on that a little bit before, but basically there was a time in my career, specifically during the Villains era, where for the sake of ease and on my part laziness, I gave up a lot of sort of control and decision making because I already had enough on my plate. And if I'd taken that on, I would have had more control over, you know, what was being spent and who it was being spent on. There were things like PR, marketing, that didn't really have the effect that I wanted, but they still cost a lot of money. And there's like loads of other things as well, like the intricacies of music production and tour, where I sort of left it up to another person. And the problem with that is when someone else is spending your money and they're not having to spend any of their own money, they're only going to reap the benefits of it, then they're not really going to have your best interests at heart primarily. They're not going to think, oh, how can I save this person some money? Because it's not their money, so they don't really care. And that is something that is unfortunately quite prevalent in the music industry, and it's something that I did learn the hard way. But I am fully in control of my music career now. I've put loads of my old material onto my record label. I make the decisions. There's a lot less unnecessary spending going on. It's good. It's really good at the minute. I'm feeling really positive about it. What's your favorite song on the Villains acoustic album? By the way, thank you guys for asking so many questions about my music on this. I kind of thought they wouldn't be necessarily about my music, but pretty much all of them were. What's my favorite song on the Villains acoustic album? And is it different from your favorite on the normal version? Yes, it is. My favorite on the acoustic version is Petty. I think what I chose to do with the vocal parts on the chorus were really, really cool. But it's not my favourite on the studio album. I think my favourite on the studio album is probably Burn the Witch. But yeah, Petty acoustic and Third Eye acoustic is really good as well. How have you been dealing with and what have you been doing during quarantine? I have been frustrated at not being able to explore the city that I moved to, specifically because there was a lot more to do. I've been gaining weight. I have been randomly playing gaming videos on this channel and recording a whole acoustic album and writing and recording new music for a new body of work, which should be out sometime next year. Just a simple one, how are you doing? I'm doing really well at the minute. I had a little bit of a rough week mentally last week. I was just a bit drained, you know, it's getting to all of us, right? So I sort of spent the week sort of, you know, taking a step back and just trying to detach myself from things that were making me unhappy. And it was a bit of a struggle, and that's okay. But now I'm sort of bouncing back again, and there really is no greater feeling to me than the light coming back in after a tough week or a tough month or a tough year. So in case you're wondering why I'm actually smiley today, that is why. How do you deal with taking days off without feeling guilty for being unproductive? I don't deal well, but when I do start to deal well, I'll let you know. But yeah, I don't feel good when I'm unproductive. I get really stressed out if I haven't uploaded a video in a while, or if I haven't written a new song in a while, especially when there's deadlines to meet. I get really stressed out and I start getting really angsty. What are your favourite books? Norwegian Wood, The Lovely Bones, and a book called The Humans. Editing Emma, you have to edit those in. I'm sorry. Do you sometimes fear irrelevancy, like you'll lose all the support and won't be able to keep doing what you love? I didn't, but now I do. To be fair, like, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for 8 years now, 7 years full time. And there was a time where my videos got more views and my music, you know, had a little tiny bit more buzz around it. But you know what? Things come and go, peaks and troughs. And I don't sit here and think, oh, it's all over. Well, sometimes I do when I'm feeling really miserable. But the fact is, there's never anything to say that, you know, you can't, you know, have peaks and troughs, rises and falls. You can have ups and downs throughout a career. And I think so long as I'm feeling, you know, as good as I am right now mentally, and I'm thinking positively, then I'm doing the best I can, and that's okay. There's always going to be some new, you know, social media app or some new annoying kid to take someone else's place. But I'm still here. I'm still able to do this 8 years on. So thank you for still being here and for watching the things that I make. What songs from Villains do you see yourself playing live for a while, even in the future when you have more albums and EPs out? I would say Dirt and Third Eye are probably, and probably Burn the Witch as well. They're probably mainstays for quite a while. All right, now we're gonna move over to Instagram. Now Instagram, you guys had some interesting questions. I got asked a lot whether I'm still friends with Nerdcubed, if I'm gonna make another video with Nerdcubed, if I can do another demo plays, and I've answered this a lot, so I'm just gonna cover it now. Me and Dan are fine. Our friendship is offline because people ruined it. People were only coming to my channel because they saw it as Dan's second channel. I didn't like that very much. I didn't like that it was all just Dan, demo, I ship it, ugh. It was horrible. So there's not gonna be another demo video. There's never gonna be another demo video. That's fine, that was my choice. If you are still here purely because you're waiting for a demo video, I'm sorry, but no, there was no big fallout or anything like that. It's just, you guys ruined it. So, are you going to post a post-boob surgery video? I know I said that I was going to a couple of years ago, but I changed my mind because I realized just how horrible the comments were gonna be. I knew that I was gonna get a lot of comments, very unwarranted, from, well, men telling me how, you know, they prefer natural boobs, or I shouldn't have done it. And there's still a lot of judgment and stigma around it. And you know what? I don't need that in my life. It was a choice that I made. I'm happy with it. And there are loads and loads of videos that you can look up where people talk about the pros and cons, but it's not for me and I'm not gonna do it. Would you get another cat? In the future, maybe, but one is hard enough to look after. Like, I want to travel the world and I'm so attached to my cat right now, I think I would cry being away from her. So that's not good. I don't think having another one would help me at all. Leia is all the cat you need, I promise. You talked a lot about certain videos you regret. What about the videos you're most proud of? I'm really proud of the North Korea video that I made, even though the only comments that I get on that now are from pro-North Korea, like really angry men saying how I'm this, you know, Western propaganda bitch and all this stuff. But I'm really proud of it. I feel like it educated a lot of people and I'm still alive. So I survived the great slandering of North Korea of 2016. If you could go back in time and tell your teenage self anything, what would it be? I get asked that a lot. And to be honest, I wouldn't tell her anything. I wouldn't tell her anything. She figured it all out on her own. I don't believe in the whole, like, you know, tell her it's all gonna be okay and you know, stay strong. Like, I could say that, but it's just a really kind of weak answer. It's all gonna be fine. You know yourself. Trust yourself. I don't know. It's always a weird question, that one. What's your favorite song/demo you've posted on Patreon? As I said earlier, you can access some exclusive demos from my old stuff and present stuff all over on my Patreon. My favorite would have to be the original version of Nothing Without You, which is over 5 minutes long, has an extended middle eight, an extended pre-chorus, and some really different harmonies. And I really like it. There's also an acoustic version of the song Magnetized on there, which is really good as well. Rank all Taylor Swift albums or Paramore albums. Well, that's not a question, that's an instruction. And that would be boring as hell. Can you imagine me just going, I like this one slightly more than this one. You know, top 20 songs are one thing, but just ranking all albums, nah. Have you been playing any games lately except for Animal Crossing and The Sims? I have. But I still feel quite called out by that. Me and my boyfriend are obsessed with Mortal Kombat 11 right now. We absolutely love it. We play it almost every day. We're just constantly like defeating the Towers of Time or, you know, kicking the crap out of each other in game. And if you are a fan of Mortal Kombat, then my main is Katana. I just absolutely love it. I think it's a great game. We also sometimes revisit Until Dawn together, just because, you know, so much changes every time you play it. And I'm thinking of playing The Walking Dead with him as well at some point, because that's really fun. Bit emotional though. Favorite color? I can't believe I've been asked what my favorite color is in 2020. Black, I suppose. Although someone's gonna go, oh, black's not a color. I know, it's a shade, okay? I happen to like shade a lot. Miss your cooking for singles. That's not a question, but thank you. I've had a couple of people say, are you gonna bring back like the cooking for singles series? And even though I'm not single, I could probably make something along those lines, but ultimately, I just want to make you guys happy. And if there is a series that, you know, a vast majority of people want me to do, then I'll do it. So never feel afraid to just ask in the comments, like, you know, will you ever do this series again? Because if I get like an overwhelming amount of comments like it, then I'll think, well, that's what you guys want to see. Believe it or not, I actually enjoy entertaining you guys. So just let me know what you're into. Will you sing your early songs again, such as Sucks Be You and The Promise? I do sing them on my live streams on Patreon. So yes, join my Patreon and then you can hear them. How do you deal with body image issues? If you've been like following me for a little while now, you'll know that, you know, I don't always have the best body confidence at the moment. Like, I feel like I used to have a lot more confidence in my body than I do now. There's no denying that I have gained weight, which is not inherently bad at all on its own. Like, it's not a bad thing, but I get a lot of comments that are sort of formed in a very negative way, being like, wow, she got fat, or oh, she used to be so hot before she gained all that weight. And sometimes it can really get to me. You know, it's hurtful when you read these things about your body. So I do kind of have this internal battle, you know, trying to like not let it get to me too much. But ultimately, I'm 28 years old, you know, I'm of childbearing age. I'm not gonna be as slim as I was when I was 20, and that's okay. But yeah, it can suck sometimes. I'd urge anybody to really think about what they're saying when it comes to someone else's weight online. Never say anything about someone else's weight online, whether it's, wow, you've lost weight, or wow, you look great, or whether it's like, you are so fat, what an absolute unit. Just don't say it. You don't know how someone's gonna react to it. You don't know how they're gonna feel about it. Just talk about something else, anything else. Do you think you'll ever do comedic videos again? I did one quite recently called How to Defeat Boredom, and it didn't do that well at all. So that's kind of proof that, you know, whilst people say that they want comedic videos, times have moved on, you know? And whether you meant like sketch videos and stuff, like, you know, going out my way to, you know, cover a bikini in food coloring again, no, I'm never gonna do those kind of videos again. But you never know with, you know, just sitting down and doing comedy vlogging and stuff, you just never know, you never know. I've said too many times, I'm never doing this again, and then done it. You know, I've said I'm never gonna do gaming again, and I've done it. So I'm kind of over promising things, to be honest. How do you not become famous through YouTube? What type of job career might you have pursued? I was gonna become a speech therapist for children. There you go. I had the whole plan to go to university, and then I got too much anxiety, so I never went. So that PhD in linguistics is still waiting for me out there somewhere. But instead, I worked in a cafe and then started doing this. Anyway guys, that is all the questions I had for this video. Thank you so much for asking them. Thank you for still interacting with me on social media after all this time. Did I mention I have a Patreon? Oh shit, I think I forgot. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. If you want to see more gaming, let me know. Just let me know what you want to see, and I will do my best to make everyone happy, even though that is impossible. Absolutely impossible. Anyway guys, have a lovely week, and as always, I shall catch you later.